Bards. I'm your humble Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 58. Glad to have you here. We're so excited. It has been some crazy recent adventures we've been having. Speaking of 58, I just ran the numbers. If we're at Adventure 58, we actually had 16 episodes before that. That brings us, according to my math, to 74 total adventures we've had just in Season 3. That is now doubled Season 1's total content. That is a lot of adventures we've been on. So glad you're here. We're coming to you live on twitch.tv/Inglorious Bards. Also with you on every podcast platform out there, as well as our YouTube channel. You can catch the video there. All of this you can find on our website, ingloriousbards.com. So, let's not delay any further. Let's give Jeremy probably his one and only time to talk this entire episode with his recap of what happened last time.
So 2/3 of the defenders were sucked out of Varennes and transferred to what we heard was the Oubliette. When they woke up, they found themselves bound to these obsidian slabs that they couldn't get off of. They were just kind of stuck to them. And they were in this, it looked like a torture room of all things, just a lower cave area. They were greeted by some dude in a robe who was very clear that he was in control and that he had plans for each of them. Their weapons got returned to them, got stuck to the slabs, and then the slabs started floating. They lifted up and started moving down hallways into corridors until they eventually raised up through the ceiling and into the floor of a giant coliseum. Up there was an announcer that spoke, some guy with a crazy Van Dyke beard, who was letting everyone know that they were here and that no matter how many other creatures he's brought in this big celebration, that even though they've been held down for so long, they're now in control. And one of the new special events was that they brought heroes for the first time. These heroes from Varennes who came here because they slayed a dragon in their world. And that was what got them kind of an entry form into this. Well, Sildren, Bali, Pearcy, and Yaru were all released. They were given their powers back and their magic, which wouldn't work for them earlier. And then they had to fight a gigantic, a gargantuan scorpion, really, and also a Viscathrel and a 9-headed troll that chewed on Pearcy over and over again. Only thanks to Bali's spells keeping him alive were they able to really make it through and actually defeat those creatures. When they were cheered by the massive crowd of thousands of people, they saw walking away Onacrin, who showed up as a part of the audience members, and even walking away at the very end, Sildren recognized that one of the hooded figures was no other than Callian Varro. And then they were put back on their slabs and dropped back underneath the floor. So at the moment, they're still alive. That's where we left them. By the way, Xander and Pleek, not there. They're probably still in Iceland somewhere, but we don't know because they were just stuck and left there before. Except for the fact that Xander's Nexus Quill was recharged from the magic of the dying Charais. So there's a chance that they might be able to make it out of there as well. Anyway, that's where everyone else is. Those two and then everyone else there. So without further ado and hoping they're still alive, let the adventure begin.
Far from Varennes, on another world, our view flies along a dry wasteland before dropping into a wide chasm. We zip past small houses of stone clinging to the sides of the chasms like barnacles on a ship. Our view dips under strong lines connecting the cliff sides which carry people and goods in metal baskets. We zoom in on a dozen people squabbling on a balcony. They are from all walks of life and come from many worlds. They threaten each other with weapons and spells, some out of spite, some out of loyalty, and some because of the magic necklaces bound around their necks. These are not ordinary people. These are the desperate, the ruthless, the strongest, or the left behind. All of them come from many worlds, summoned here by powerful magic. They work, they fight, they survive, they kill, and all of their lives revolve around the arena within the depths of this chasm and the charismatic man who leads them. Our heroes have just defeated their opponents in the huge arena and have been brought down on obsidian slabs onto the lower chambers beneath the arena. Here, the smell of sweat, feces, and rotten food permeates the dark chambers and prison cells. Floating obsidian slabs with the heroes shackled to them slide into cells facing a common central area. The shackles release, dropping the wounded heroes to the ground. The slabs stand over them ominously. A bronze orc, tall and muscular, walks past the bars of each cell and sneers at the heroes. Pearcy is the first to his feet.
Since Xander's not here, I suppose I'll be the one to ask. Did we win?
My eyes say yes, but my spleen says no. These creatures were a nasty lot. Can't believe we made it out alive.
No small part to you, Bali. Your magic held us together up there for certain.
Aye, just the power of the Stone Father flowing through these dwarven hands. Even in a place like this, the brave and the faithful are rewarded.
Still not sure what this place is all about.
It's an arena where 9-headed things swallow adorable 1-headed things.
Sildren winces as he sits up and looks over his wounds.
It's more than that, Pearcy. This Oubliette has some powerful magic to it. It kept much of my magic at bay, and let alone how it brought us here in the first place.
I don't want to go into tom-tom of any more monsters again. No more Chumbawamba for the Pearcy. Now how do we get out of here?
We don't even know where here is.
Keep it simple. First through these bars, then smite the wicked, then we're off.
Sildren taps on the bars to his cell and looks around.
This place is more than metal bars keeping us here. The gems in these necklaces hold some power over us. We need to find our way out of them to not be under this control.
And how do we do that?
I'm working on that.
And who were those chaps in the yellow armor in the arena upstairs?
The honor, Kren. We've run into those bastards before.
Brave allies we can rely on to help us to get out of this tight spot?
Hardly. They're enemies of Varen.
Then they are the enemies of Pearcy, Sir Pearcy von Skeetenlever.
And that woman up there, the one in the cloak, she looked like maybe she knew you. Another enemy of Varen?
I don't believe so, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's an ally of ours either.
I suggest we all get our rest, recover from these wounds, and keep an eye open for any opportunity we can take advantage of.
A day passes, but deep under the arena, the heroes have little sense of passing time. On day 2, Master Yaru's necklace pulses. His body is pulled through the air and flung against the obsidian slab in his cell. The cell door opens and the slab floats out, taking the black-furred monk with it.
Where's he going? Where are they taking him? Bring him back!
One by one, the other heroes are moved out of their slabs and taken to isolated cells in the darkness beneath the arena. After some time, in Master Yaru's isolated cell, the door opens and a pale man with no hair and a velvet-trimmed robe strides in. Yaru tries to rise, but his binding necklace keeps him on the ground. Save your strength. You have survived your battle. Now, it is time to begin your initiation into the Oubliette. We shall begin with pain.
I have endured more than you can imagine. Do your worst.
The man lashes out with a beating that does not stop. Fists enhanced with force power smash against Yaru's chest and face over and over. One of the longest days of Yaru's life begins. On day 3, Yaru is bloodied and sits in a heap against the wall of his cell. With no food or water, he wonders about the fate of his friends. As his cell door opens, he gets to his feet as quick as he can, but the necklace flashes and he is dropped to the ground. The pale man enters.
I have not wronged you. I have no secrets. Give me water. Please give me water. Let us talk.
The man moves his hands, and Yaru rises off the ground and spreads his arms. I do not want you to talk. The man clenches his fist and draws back his arm, ready to strike again.
Yeah, what is it? What do you want from me?
I want you to learn. Day 4. Yaru lies sprawled across the ground, lips chapped, blood on his face and on the ground. He dreams of a fast ship racing over a gray ocean and the cold snow near the Temple of the Three Winds. His cell door opens. The pale man enters.
Water. I need water.
The pale man rises Yaru off the ground like a marionette.
No more. Stop. Stop.
Several more hours go by, and Yaru, you are a heap of sweat and blood and thirst lying on the ground of your cell all alone. The door opens up. You don't even look, and you hear heavy boots approaching for the first time. And with your head low to the ground, you can look and see some very shiny black boots that have been freshly polished. And look up and up through battered eyes and can see the flanged cloak collar of the Van Dyke wearing man who was out on the arena leading the entire battle from several days earlier. And he looks down upon you and doesn't say anything for a while.
Please. I do not have answers for you. Give me water.
My name is Narcadian. I've been where you are. I have laid there as broken as you are now. He kneels down next to you.
Then you understand my pain. Help me.
You must understand that I'm the only one who can help you. What is your name?
I thought it was Master, but you have shown me, my ways have shown me, it is just Yaru.
He lightly pats you on the head, slightly reassuringly. Yaru, you have come from a faraway place that is not there anymore for you. This is your new home here. You have a choice that you can make, where you can show your strength for me at my side, or you can die as many others have. Your life is in your hands in a way.
Takes the energy he has left and he just thinks for a moment. And his beaten, battered paw just reaches out to the boot and he grabs on. If it means an end to this senseless violence and a chance to redeem myself, I will do what you ask.
He snaps his fingers, and there's a shuffle. You hear something being uncorked, and you hear a splash of liquid, and then he lowers a cupped hand in front of you with water.
He grabs at it, like instinctively, not even thinking about it. Takes the water.
All right, you start drinking the water from his hand. Yaru, there is a lot of wrongs that I am trying to right here. There is a power and respect I have built here in the Oubliette that other realms are now coming to realize. There is a power here they have no control over, yet we can control and take from them as I see fit. And if you are wise, and I do not believe your intentions now, but perhaps you will convince me in the many, many months to come.
I have no tricks left for you. Please believe me.
Then say you will follow me. Say it.
You have my strength, the little I have left. I will follow you, Marcadian.
He puts a hand on your hair, which is also matted and bloody, Sildren, and continues the conversation. One way or the other, the Oubliette is now your life. Say it.
I will follow you.
He leans in close. I think you are a liar, but I think you are worth this journey as well. Tell me, as he sits you up a bit, Pearcy, tell me only I can release you from this pain.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you had your choice then. And you, in a totally different cell at a totally different time, Bali. Now that you see where you are at and what I am, tell me I have the power to give you life.
You have the power to take life from others. But I won't. I can't. Not while the Stonefather looks down on me.
Then you will die. Some more hours go by. Yaru and Sildren, you are given food and water. You are each gain a wounded level.
Who's getting the wounded level? Sorry.
All four of you. And we'll just keep Pearcy capped at the maximum. Pearcy actually lose 3 wounded levels from everyone, then gain 1 wounded level to all 4 of you, because it's been several days. That would work.
So I'm at 2.
There you go. You just still do that.
Still 4.
Pearcy and Bali, you guys have fatigue level 2,
Okay.
as there's no reason to waste food or water upon you.
Comply now, complain later.
The 4 of you have been compelled by your necklaces. 2 of you on the slabs are brought by your slabs to a new room, a amphitheater, and your slabs float magically onto the top of the amphitheater with you bound. The other 2 of you, Yaru and Sildren, are compelled just by your necklaces to walk and follow, and you go with it. So it's much more comfortable. The 4 of you now stand on this amphitheater, and the shackles are released from the 2 of you off of the slabs. So the four of you are standing there. Maybe some of you are sitting down. You're tired. You're beat. Coming in from the amphitheater are several of these tall, orcish, reddish worker guards that they have, including the pale man in the velvet robe, and then the leader himself, Narcadia. They come in walking down some of these stairs, and they stop and they say something about you guys. You can't quite hear what. They also have some guests with them. You see there is a cloaked woman that several of you recognize, or I think at least Sildren recognizes, as Calienne Varro is there. And she leans in and says something to an Arcadian who laughs. You can't quite make out what that says when coming through the door stride a trio of golden armored soldiers of the Honor Crin. These are some unpleasant folks you have tangled with in the past from another realm. They come striding in. Sildren is the only one who knows these as well?
Yeah.
Probably.
Sildren knows it.
Yeah, and I don't know if Yaru does.
Not by like seeing them.
But yeah, you guys have heard.
Yeah,
sure,
we
sure.
would have told stories in the.
Oh yeah, you guys have like a
all
wiki
the-
page and you
yeah.
update it constantly. Keep everyone in the loop.
If you check our Discord, you can see pictures of what they might look like.
So they come in, and Sildren, you recognize one as Anair,
Mm-hmm.
a very man you have dealt with before.
Mm-hmm.
He strides in and says, "We had a deal. Narcadian, you were going to have them killed. That's what we agreed, and they've been brought here, and yet And all of this was for the gnome, of which I do not see." Narcadian says, "I did as asked. And I would watch your tone here, Anair, but that's second calibret, Anair, of course. I would watch your tone here, second calibret, Anair. For this is no longer your domain, this is mine. And I did what was asked, and if there is no gnome here, my rings are unerring, then that gnome is no more. And these are the remains of who you have sought. Then I do not care about them. If they are here, they are not interfering." And he walks away. Calienne Varro and Narcadian come walking closer and stand before you guys and are just inspecting you guys all. Just kind of looking up and down, raising an eyebrow.
Sildren's been very careful not to make any special note or that he knows Calienne Varro in any way. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of keeping that
And
to
what's
himself.
to be done of us now? What playthings have we become for you? And always just kind of drifting his eyes across different people.
All right. You are distant punched by the pale torturer. I don't want to tell you how much damage. It doesn't really matter at this point. But you've been distantly punched for speaking out. Calienne Varro, upon seeing that, she stands up in her gorgeous cloak, looking again, contrasting compared to you guys, all beaten up and bloody. And she looks over Pearcy and just says, no. And comes over to you, Bali. And she comes in close and strokes your beard condescendingly.
Have you ever seen a dwarf before? We bite. And I take a jump forward.
All right, she takes her hand back, startled. I see you cherish this beard quite a bit, do you?
Oh, you really like this beard.
What would happen if you lost this beard? Would you be able to regrow it?
Why are you so concerned about my beard? I thought it was my life you all were playing for.
I sense perhaps a little bit of growth is in your future, she says, patting you on the cheek but not touching your beard this time.
She learned.
She looks at Sildren, walks on by, looks at you, Yaru, shakes her head no, and goes back to you, Sildren, and says, I'd like to see this one more. An Arcadian says, are you sure? Yes, this one. And will they fight again soon? They can. Then I would like to choose whom they fight. He says, I have just the thing in mind. There is a serpent that seems fitting that they have recently battled. No. You had that magical machine that was quite difficult to bring here. I think that would be formidable. They showed quite some magic in their last battle. That would be quite frustrating to end them. More than a match for them. He says, very well. Then I'll take this one. I would like to see him. He looks somewhat refreshed in my chambers for the evening. And she says, and I would recommend don't keep the water from them. Starve them. That lasts so much longer and they suffer so much more. You've got to figure this out. I don't need your help. And they start bickering and arguing about how to torment people. 3 of you are taken away to cells.
Nice.
You are taken back to the communal cell area. So you are in 3 individual cells, but they all are completely open barred on 3 of your walls, and they all look into a long corridor with about 8 other cells, and there's 1 or 2 other people in some of these other cells, so you can see each other. Sildren, you are... I'm just imagining all the many masculine fantasy movies where the pretty girl is all dressed up and perfumed up. That's what's happening to you in this particular situation.
Okay.
You're throwing on a nice robe. Some perfume is put upon you. You are a little bit of rouge.
Oh, wait, I'm the girl in this?
Yeah.
And then the channel scrambles. Can't figure out. Is that an elbow? Is that a shoulder? Might be a butt cheek. Let's watch this.
Oh, the good old days. Mm.
And you are taken quite a ways away out of the arena into fresh air, where you see there are 3 moons above, which you have not seen ever before. The air is warm outside. You are taken beyond the arena into a tall building. You see a bunch of people going by, again, from all walks of life, in all sorts of strange, colorful garb, or roguish leather armor, or nasty swords. And then strange creatures like wizard, sorcerer, lizard folk, or half-giant who are just telling jokes and laughing with each other. It's a very odd conglomeration of people. You're taken to this one structure, and you are placed in a basket, and it's I say basket, but it's like half a cage, the bottom half of a cage that could fit about 4 or 5 or 6 people. And this attached to a cable, and you go across this cable to a large building on the other side, and you're crossing a chasm. So this isn't a normal 2-sided chasm. Think of it like a 5 or 6 or 7 pseudo-star chasm, almost a circular chasm with some spokes coming off of it, with all these buildings decorating the sides. It could fit hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And you are going across through the night sky. With the stars coming down, again, still slightly warm, guards there with you, but they really don't even need to be there. You don't seem to have much ability to not. You even tried like, I need to tie my shoe, and you just can't compel yourself to do that for some reason. You arrive in this more luxurious area. It smells nice in here. There's food that's being cooked. You are super hungry compared to the gruel they've been serving. You are with one of these orc guys in a harness, and then the pale man torturer is there with you, who says not much. And he escorts you into some different apartments and corridors until coming upon a door and in a carpeted hall. Knocks upon the door, and the door opens, and in there is Callian Verreau. She is wearing a nice dress, her hair down. It's the most non-threatening you've ever seen her look before. And she says, perfect, just the perfect time. We need something, though, with this. And she points at the necklace around your neck. And the pale man says, that is not possible. She said, well, I have to have I have to have him have some semblance of control. Is there something you can do? And he says, very well. And the weird pale guy starts to move his hands, and Sildren, you take just a few points of just this weird magical burning damage as the necklace moves off, unclasped, and before you can do anything, reclasps around your right arm and is now around your arm there. And you feel
Cut it off.
you feel less restricted in your choices. You
Okay.
still do not feel a connection to your natural magic, though.
Okay.
And she says, is it safe? And he says, yes. She says, good. Then come in the morning. And he says, he will be needed in the morning. She says, very well. And you come in, and she closes the door behind. And luxurious apartment, big canopy bed, huge rugs, cushions, chairs. There's some sort of magical lute playing off in the distance that smells of lilacs. And she walks over to the bed and sits down and says, well, this is quite a mess we've gotten into, isn't it?
Us more than you, it would seem.
I sometimes find my ways, and I have these visions, and I had a vision that I needed to be here, and I had visions of you. Well, my visions aren't always clear. I was also seeing like someone small, like a halfling or something here, and I don't see any in your group. So it's not always perfect, but
I
Yes.
was perhaps with others, but regardless, we are here now, and I don't know where here is.
well, here is the Oubliette, as I'm sure you've heard. It is a realm
Annoyingly
between...
so.
It is the realm between realms. It has been this backwater... Have you heard of Australia? So it is this
Just lost a bunch of Australian fans.
There's this backwater realm that has been used as a prison in the past, as just a nomadic life for some in the past, but in recent years has really grown in power due to this man. And my visions, as I have had from time to time, have sensed this place being very important, that you and your allies would be here at very soon at this time. I have arrived just a few weeks ago and have been delaying, and thankfully you are here. Because things, as bad as they are here, are much, much worse in Varennes.
What has happened in Varennes?
Well, I'm sure you know perhaps even more than I, but what I can tell you right now is that the dead are flowing through Dakareth, through the passes into Iveron. They are now unhindered by Charice's forces. I assume, since you are alive, the several visions I had of you particularly being frozen solid and devoured over time by Charice did not come true, and she is dead?
Charice has been defeated, and I am yet still alive.
Well, let's see if we can keep that way.
I would enjoy that.
Here, I see you. I just get some food. Go ahead. It's all right. It's okay.
And Sildren does not delay.
All right. She continues on as though you are not all messed up and weird prisoners things. The Council of Azimir, where I spend most of my time, is in utter disarray. I have never seen anything like it before. Everyone is frantic. They're scared, or they're just withdrawn. It is a mess. It is a complete disorganization. I don't know what to do. I am risking my academic credentials there. I am risking being kicked out of the council itself because they did not even want me to come and deal with any of this. Huge votes against it. So much isolationism I've never seen before.
Do you think there are external forces working against the council?
I do. I think, but I don't.
Because I have been wondering where the Wizards of Azimir have been while we've been going through Varennes, battling what we have had to face.
But it would be impossible for anything to affect them.
Oh.
And if it were to affect them, it would have to affect the whole world. And you haven't seen anything weird with people's behaviors, right?
I have seen the whole world affected by many things recently, so I am not in the belief that anything is impossible like that.
Well, I am here to get you out. That is the only reason I'm here. And the moment I can is the moment I've got to get back there. I have had visions of you getting away successfully. I've also had visions of you dying in the arena.
That's lovely.
What can you tell me about your situation or your allies to help? What assets do we have here?
You saw our capabilities, I believe, in our first battle. We have resources. I've obviously grown in my time since we last met, as have my allies. What you saw is what we are capable of.
But I've also seen 4 beaten men on that stage just earlier today.
Yes. They have done their job well. And I still can hear the fight in my allies' voices, in their tones. And I know they will be ready if there is opportunity. How's your finger?
What's wrong with her finger?
Because Bali tried to
snap.
bite it.
That's right. That's right. She says, well, let me rest tonight. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. We will rest tonight.
He's
Roll for deception.
Oh, yeah, I knew. I was just,
No, totally expected.
he puts his robe back on. That's fine.
Do a stealth roll.
Yeah.
And let me see what dreams come my way, especially if you and your allies are close in my thoughts.
What do you think what can you do here? What can you free us from these binding necklaces?
No.
Wow.
And I can help. I
Yeah.
can help fight, but there are many of them.
How did they get us here?
They have something called the rings, and it is one of the great powers of this place. I do not know how it's come to be here, but allows them to seek out great battles, great champions, great villains who have done much to affect other worlds, particularly when they battle amongst each other, is what he touts, Narcadian. It takes them a while to figure it out. Not unlike some of my divinations, it's not an accurate science. So sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it takes a while to kick in, and sometimes it doesn't bring the right people. But it did bring you.
Indeed. And I had a feeling I would meet you here.
You did.
I did.
Perhaps my visions are rubbing off.
That's the only
Perhaps.
thing rubbing up.
Maybe I'll steal.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it. But
Yeah, no. I need a low hanging fruit.
So what is this thing that we're to fight on the morrow?
Do you know what a golem is?
I do.
Do you know the incredibly rare material adamantine?
I have heard of it. Yes.
It is extremely rare. It is extremely resistant to magic. And someone on some other world has created an entire being made out of it.
Lovely.
And they were able to bring it here. They've been waiting for a big showpiece. I've convinced him that I am an important person with lots of magic and lots of influence. I threw around a lot of platinum. He believes I can help him in his endeavors, so he is trying to keep me entertained. You've also really upset the Honor Kryn, which is extremely awkward to be next to, by the way.
Well, the Onarkrin are, I guess, I don't know what to say about them. We have not seen them in a long time, as I think when last we met, we dealt with them. And have not seen them since.
Well, they're
And they
certainly a
have
threat, but
Obviously not given up their...
their quest. But Skordrenar is the greatest threat we Varen has ever seen. And my visions say you and your allies are the key to Skordrenar.
We have gathered much information about him. We have learned much about him. And we were going to deal with him before our inconvenient trip here.
Well, get some rest. She goes over she grabs a pillow from the bed and throws it on this nice, cushy lounge love seat. She says, I'll sleep here on the couch. You definitely look like you could use the bed. Get some rest and don't disturb me tonight if you hear me say or mumble anything. And we'll see if our heads are more clear tomorrow.
Very well.
Sildren, you get some rest. You also pat at your robe or your armor, remains of your armor you have. You still cannot summon Shunka, sadly.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate. He is caught within that pouch.
He's got plenty of food and water.
He's
don't
dead
worry.
and bloated by now.
Should have left him.
Oh.
Should have left him with Bleak.
It's gonna be smelly when he comes out of
Oh,
there.
no, come on. That's all we need right now.
It is the next morning.
Did Sildren hear anything from Kelly and Varro overnight?
Yes, you heard something about see the old man with no eyes, the old man with no eyes. He's given an answer to the Onarkrin.
Okay.
It is morning time. There is a knock on the door, and she wakes up. She says, "Oh, that's not good. Hold on, Sildren. Just wait." And she goes over to the door and starts removing some bits of clothing, and then puts a robe on around that. Opens up the door. You can see a bald head on the cracked door. She says, "Oh, I'm not quite through with him yet. Just give us a few minutes, and I'll definitely take those." And she takes a platter, and there's some protest as she closes the door. Sildren, you have lost all any kind of fatigue, which I don't think you had, and
I
you
did not.
also lose a wounded level,
Lovely.
which leaves you at 0.
Correct.
Perfect.
I am healthy.
Nice. She comes back and she says, my mind was flooded with visions last night. There is a storm that is coming tonight, and I do not know how to get you back to Varen, and I'm so sorry. Things are not always clear, but I know someone who does in what I saw. I've had a vision of him helping you amidst a storm just like this one. I've seen visions of you dying in the arena and visions of you using your magic. So listen and listen closely, for if we lose everything. Part 1.
Okay.
There were stars. Find the 5 stars that I saw. There was a dream I had of 5 stars. You were able to grab them. You need to take 4 of the stars. They're absolutely essential. With that done, get out of the bind on your arm. Ask that bitey priest of yours for help, because it won't be pleasant. Then destroy the 5th star, and it must be destroyed with your magic, is what I saw you do. It shouldn't take much, but that should shake things up. Take the 4 stars, destroy the 5th star. There's a banging on the door again. Just a minute. And then part 2. And I don't know how you get from 1 to 2, but after that, go as high as you can. Wait until the storm is at its peak. Not before, definitely not after. And when the storm rages, make your way to the clock tower right at the storm's peak. There's a man there, a chubby man. His name was called out, Nesser. No, I have met him before. I visited him 3 years ago here and passed on a cryptic message I barely remember. He will be expecting you then. He can provide you with a map to find the way out. There's another bang on the door. That's all there is to it. Just that simple.
Should be no problem at all. I will see you again. Or
And
won't.
She says, I wish you and everyone the best of luck.
Be safe, Callian bro.
And may Keth smile down upon you. The door she opens up and she says, "Ah, yes, we are through here.
Just fixing his hair.
Different, unusual, still disappointing, but what can you expect here in the Oubliette?
Told you that's only ever happened one other time.
It's the necklace, baby.
You said something about 10 gold?
And you are escorted out. The pale guy looking at you, looking at her, and she just smiles at him and closes the door. You are taken out, Sildren, and taken all the way back across the chasms, down into the arena, down through the arena, down into the lower areas, and into the communal cell area with your allies. You are locked in your own cell, but you can all see and talk to each other as you wish.
And it's just us here, right?
There's like one other dude in the cell who's crying.
Okay. Stop crying.
Sorry, I'm homesick.
You whiner.
We have one small chance of success to escape this place. We will be fighting an adamantine golem today, which is very resistant to magic. So hopefully that will help the knowledge. But Callian Varro had a vision.
You spoke with her?
Yes.
He did more than that.
No.
No. No, he didn't. Right, Pearcy?
You're both sick. But we have to find... Her vision told her that we have to find the 5 stars. We have to grab 4 of them, and then I have to destroy the 5th with magic of some
Grab the
sort.
stars?
Yes, I don't know exactly what that means, and nor does Callian Varro.
This is why I never went in with divination. There's no direct path. Why can't it just say do step 1, then do step 2?
It's an interesting comment coming from a priest who bases all of his magic on faith.
On faith.
Hmm.
The divine, not divination. Oh. You're one of those people.
I think we're arguing semantics at
Last
some
Earth.
Studied music theory. I didn't study music.
So grumpy without food. No way. Stars, yes, crush stars.
Yes, and then there will be a storm that we have to rise above, and a clock tower with a chubby man. That will.
Why are you
help
looking
us.
at me?
Shoes fit.
He has lost 3 pounds since we've been here.
I'm Jenny Craiging up in here.
Counting cards.
Called the starvation diet.
We are meant to get above the storm.
Indeed.
I suppose I can do that if I have my... If the source provides me with my power again.
I believe we will have it in the arena but I'm not sure beyond that.
With the absence of being able to use magic, am I still able to prepare
Yes.
spells? I can. Okay.
And I assume my necklace, my thing, is still on my arm now, right?
It is. And all of you on this new day are full hit points, full resources.
All of us?
And 1 wound level lost.
What about fatigue?
1 fatigue level lost.
That's kind of a cool idea. Do you think they could do that for me?
I imagine that that's not being seen yet, right?
No, it is not being seen because you guys didn't even see when it was around your neck. It was underneath your clothes
Right.
at that time, so they just assumed that's where it's at for you.
Gotcha.
So you have been given more questions than answers.
As is often the fact with...
I suppose there's not much to do but wait for the war.
Well, I've got studying to do. I put my books away. I'm going to do this from memory. So everyone be quiet while I'm going to do what I have to do. And Bali goes find a corner
Okay.
and begin his prep for changing his spells. And done.
All right. The day wears on. As far as you know, there's no light, there's no windows. You sit there for what seems an eternity. Some gruel and some bad water is brought for the group. No. Some gruel and bad water is brought to Bali and Pearcy. Some dry chicken and wine is brought to Sildren and Yaru.
Why do they treat me this way?
Because you submitted, as did I.
No, I didn't.
I must have been foggy in my memory.
Also, a hero point for Sildren and a hero point for Yaru. Not for submitting, but just for role-playing stuff.
Nice.
Want to give out. Okay. And the day goes on, and it is, you can hear, after many hours and empty plates, you can hear drumming from above. Heavy drums banging. Dum, 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 dum.
Damn drums.
And pounding and pounding. You hear a guy a couple cells over, some strange, tall, goblinish type creature just going, "No, not again!" And the pounding of drums. You can also, Sildren, with your high nature, can smell rain in the air, even way down here.
The storm is coming.
The drums continue to pound. And as that happens, meanwhile in Varennes, nothing happens. Back at the Oubliette,
That's harsh.
back in the Oubliette, the 4 of you have now been brought into a long corridor and are in that procession where you are being slowly moved by magic on your slabs, except only Pearcy and Bali are shackled to your slabs. Yaru and Sildren are being compelled to do so. Actually, not true. Sildren, you are not compelled to do jack squat.
Okay. I am acting compelled.
Okay,
though.
I just realized that.
Yeah. Basically, I probably just like the smallest half a second behind everybody else's movement
So
as I'm watching.
nobody knows his collar is now an armband.
Yes.
Okay.
But still no magic.
And as we're walking, I get kind of close to Pearcy and say something very quietly to him. There may be something I ask you to do that seems uncharacteristic later. Just don't ask and do it.
Bring your best lipstick.
And don't forget the Vaseline.
He pops it out of his mouth.
The slabs split off into side corridors. You guys are walking towards your corridor. Sildren makes like a 50-50 guess. I think I went left, and it's correct. You guys
Glad
go
you
in
made
there.
me roll for that.
And then there's the shaft above you, and you are all lifted, even those with you with necklaces only. You are still lifted up, into the pounding drum sounds above. Joom, 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 joom. You can hear the crowd cheer as the floor of the arena, little panel slides through, sand spills down, and then rain spills down. And you can smell that great desert rain smell permeating through as you are lifted up and up into the loud drums and the loud cheers. The place is wet. Rain is pouring down hard. Just as you come up through the arena, there's a big crack of thunder off in the distance cinematically. The crowd cheers even more. Not necessarily for you, just for the carnage to come. You are arranged in a slightly different formation, as I will show you on the battle map that we have. Seth, be quiet. And there we go.
So, Sildren's planning on casting haste as soon as on the group.
Shut up on Palik in the middle of nowhere, and he has to zoom out. Oh man!
Even has text, you are not here.
What was that, Sildren?
Sildren will be casting haste as quickly, basically as soon as he can, that it makes sense.
You're gonna cast haste with haste.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be on the group before we break up, basically. So I'm sort of preparing it now.
Okay. You do not sense any capability of being able to cast magic.
Okay.
You rise up. There are two of you on the southern section of this arena. That is Sildren and Yaru at about, 40, 50 feet apart. And then 40, 50 feet across you are the other two. And that is Bali and Pearcy. And the crowd's cheering and cheering, and you look off to the left, and high above is Callian Varro, just hiding from the rain under her cloak as the rain's coming down hard. There are also the three Honorcrin soldiers in their armor watching the proceedings, not as interested, it seems. And then out comes Narcadian, the leader, with his big robe, hair matted, but still striking quite the figure on top. His voice just carrying magically across the entire arena and cutting through the cheers. And he says, "Welcome, everyone, welcome. We are here again with these champions I have learned come from a world named Varen. Some are fighting tooth and nail to their old lives. Others have seen what the Oubliette is and what I can offer and what power we can give them and the strength we can bring against any realm that stands against us." There's more cheers from them. "But let us not get ahead of ourselves, for tonight we have something special. We have these champions of Varen going up against a new enemy we have not seen before." And he points down between Sildren and Yaru. A large panel opens up, and a creature of a shiny gray material, adamantine, comes slowly rising up. It is a large beast. For its head section, where its head would be is just an openish hole with huge burning ember flames in there. There's just an eternally ever-going forge inside. It has this hollow mechanical, almost moaning groan as it kind of cranks left and cranks right. A big, muscular-looking armature, looks incredibly reinforced. It just sparkles like there's a little bit of glitter just underneath its stone layer as well, and big giant fists. It looks quite imposing. And he says, Narcadian coming from above, "What we have here is a golem from far away that will be our champion of the Oubliette alongside Sildren." And he points down to Sildren. "And Yaru, who will prove their worth against the defiers of Varen, the dwarf, and the rat." And the crowd boos at those last two names. It is 3 versus 2. The drums pound and pound and pound excitedly. We shall see what triumphs, the strength of us or the dying heroism of another land. Let the battle begin! He cheers, and the drums pound, and everyone feels themselves released from having no control whatsoever. And weapons are at your side. We're along with you as well, so you're fully weaponized. You pick up your stuff. The machine looks left and right, the adamantine golem, and then it's ready. It recognizes the two of you, Sildren and Yaru, as allies, and is going to start stomping across. So we have a battle here, my friends.
After you, big ugly machine.
No, we need to go first. Don't run that fast.
All right, we have rolled it. First up is Master Yaru.
Sildren.
Bring it, bitch.
I'm working on.
Maybe do a spit take. I'll spit my drink out.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I've been waiting a long time. I was just walking around with the war. Heal this, Sylvan.
Yaru instinctively here is going to look around the stadium, try to place the key players, Callan Varro, Narcadian, etc. Then he will dash over to Bali with his first action. I will use my second action to speak to him. And I will say, Bali, prepare your hammer and that spell to make me invisible. My second action, I would like to recall, or that would be my second action. So third action, I would like to recall knowledge on the adamantine golem.
That may be one of the coolest tactical things you've ever done.
That
Yeah.
is a
That
good
sucker's
idea.
loaded with interesting things.
I'm sure of that. I'm sure of it.
All right, make an occult roll and then a
Okay.
perception roll. And these are not necessarily easy, though.
For what it matters, I do have warfare lore. Would that help me at all?
Not in
No?
this
Okay.
case.
No worries. It's the same as my occult, so that's no problem. You said occult and then perception?
And then perception,
Okay.
please.
Okay, that is 16 plus my 18, so that's, what is that, 42? 34. Oh, 34. sorry.
34.
42, jeez.
You know nothing about this creature.
Okay, nothing about that. My perception.
Which might tell you something about it as is.
17 and 23, 40.
Oh. For some reason, I was expecting the reverse. I was expecting the occult roll, now the perception roll. All right. You know nothing at all about this creature except it has 5 different slightly starish-like gems embedded into its back.
Okay, so as I, instead of going straight dash across, I kind of go behind it to Sildren and then to Bali, so I can actually see that
Sure.
in the position I'm at. That's all my actions,
I don't think you'll need it.
but I will point to the stars on my way to Sildren. I'll point out the stars before I said that to Bali.
Okay. All right.
And that's my turn.
But
But I have like a fist like raised, ready to go at
So you're right next to Bali now.
Bali. Yes.
All right. Seth, can you move him next to Bali?
Can you do something to
Yeah,
it, please?
really. Can you contribute in any way?
Sorry, you interrupted Minette. I do have a question as a spectator in the crowd. I realize my character is nowhere near here. But last week, part of this arena got destroyed. Is it still destroyed?
Yeah, that would be the southeast pillar.
I just want to...
Oh, that's a good one.
Also, this is open air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amphitheater or Coliseum.
Yeah.
All right, it is the golem's turn. The golem has I think a pretty average move speed, of 30, and it pounds across the arena towards Pearcy. Right after you say "after you," this giant boom, boom, boom creature
Okay.
comes stomping right towards you. I don't even think it needs to get that close, honestly. Oh yeah, it can actually save an action. It is going to back up and then do a double walloping punch upon you, Pearcy.
Okay.
All right, it strikes with this big, nasty-looking fist, and I need my numbers here. It is a 45 to hit, and
That's
then
not a critical.
a 49 to hit.
That is a critical.
Boom.
First shots.
Its second attack was the critical?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
Actually,
That's not
they were
right.
both criticals because I'm fatigued.
235 points of damage from first shot. I'm just guessing. I'm just randomly mapping out adamantine golems. Also trying to base that on Tom's voice.
Mm-hmm.
He just said.
Okay. I've just never seen this before. Pearcy, you are hit with 2 criticals, so let's just deal with the raw damage first, then we'll deal with the implications after that.
Okay.
Just comes right up. I don't know. What do you say as this giant thing comes? Bum, bum, bum.
Water.
It hits you for 86 points of bludgeoning
Okay.
and then 96 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So 182.
182 points. Are you still standing?
So I have 49 points left.
Oosh.
Wow.
Thanks to that level up.
Xander would not be standing. That would be the end.
And with just the first strike right off the bat, you hear a terrible crack as your armor is broken.
No.
So what that means is
How do you break leather?
it's broken.
It's ripped. It's not.
It cannot be used for any special functions that it has. So if it had any triggering abilities or anything like that, that doesn't happen. And then it loses one of its armor class bonuses. So you lose 1 armor class bonus. So your armor class goes down by 1.
Okay.
And that's permanent until you get it repaired.
Is it my buckler okay or just my armor?
Just your armor is hit.
Okay.
All right, that is it for its turn. And next up is Bali. The good guys. Good guys side.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Do I ever?
Ollie takes a swing at Yaru.
Critical. Come on, critical.
I'm kind of hoping. Yeah, no, that's a fail.
What's the number?
Oh, yeah, we're getting serious to that point, huh?
Yep.
With my awesome ability to smack you, it would be a 24.
Can I choose to take that?
Describe how he takes you down.
With the most, it's got to be the clumsiest swing he's ever had of his hammer. One of those, like he's picking it up and it makes him do a full 360 to get the momentum to actually hit me, and it knocks me back a couple feet and knocks me down.
And not the crowd gasps, just caught off by the unheroic nature of this takedown.
You like take a step to the left. Like, okay, he's missing. Okay. You're holding the war.
Like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
What else, Bali?
Whack a cat.
Then we'll proceed to. I have to use this as a reaction.
That's
Is
the
that-
problem.
That's the problem.
Oh, you don't have to do it immediately if that's the thing. You can just hit me and I don't get knocked down.
No, there's a trigger. The trigger is you have to go to 0 hit points.
Oh, I see.
Well, you have to
But I can't, like,
take
make-
a hit.
yeah, I can't.
Is it just take a hit?
It's take a hit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
Then you hit him. You hit him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it has to be like, it has to be believable or something?
Well,
is that part of it? Or
If the enemy
yeah,
believes or thinks it's suspicious, I get a perception check.
gotcha.
So right now I'm going, oh, I killed him! Hooray!
Yeah, you don't have to do it on the first round. We can go back and forth, tete-a-tete, for a second if you
Doesn't
want
matter
to.
if it fits
That's a
the
little
spell,
more.
maybe. I'm not.
It's more believable, but it's your
I
spell.
don't think 3 rounds is in my future.
Let's move this along.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
play into the crowd. So the spell goes off, and I have murdered heroically a cat. As it should be. And you are standing next to your illusory corpse, completely invisible and able to move and take heroic actions as needed.
Okay.
That was action 1, and I have 2 actions left. How far is Pearcy from the... If the golem made it that far, and that was 30, he's got to be close to
40.
Oh, sweet lord.
Tom's setting these up through the week. He's I'm gonna place him right.
Yeah, just out.
One more square. One more square.
I need to move to the north and east a little bit, so I'm not going directly to him.
Yeah, how far?
I've only got 1 action worth of movement, so put me
5 feet.
at that direction, but I need to be within 30.
Sildren, you're up.
And then shield is my last action.
Sildren will head towards the golem, and try to jump up on his back if he can.
You can successfully grapple your ally, and you are on its back currently, but you are unable to restrain it, but you are on its back.
Woo!
40 feet away, by the way.
Okay,
I don't know
that's
which one this is.
So that's 2
35,
actions.
yeah. And
Did
I'm
you just woohoo like you're riding a mechanical bull?
and these stars. Talk to me about these stars.
Yes, they are sparkling,
Ooh, sparkly.
sparkling stones that are you haven't seen before. Between a shiny crystallish gem and a more classic, what am I thinking of? There's like a green, I don't know, some sort of turquoise southwestern style gem, but slightly sparkly. And there are 5 of them in a line on the back of it, and the kind of where a seam is at.
Okay. Can I pry one out?
You can try. How do you want to pry one out?
With my sword.
Okay. You are trying to manipulate things around with your sword. Make a athletics roll.
Dun, 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 34.
With a 34, you get one out with your
Nice.
sword, and it pries out, and you have it in your hand. You're barely hanging on with your legs. Your sword's barely getting in there, but then the golem stops, and its head pivots around 180 degrees.
I'm trying to avoid it.
Just grab the back of its head and ride it around.
Exactly.
It's like a Benny Hill show up in here.
Speaking of which, Pearcy, it's your turn.
Pearcy, I don't think I have to point this out.
Yeah.
Got things
Pearcy
to do.
has. Pearcy does have
Got
panache.
things to do.
So with his first action, he's going to run past Bali 55 in that direction, 55 feet. They should still be, or whatever he's going to take to keep him within 25. So whatever, however far he needs to.
I'm not going to
Yabba,
put you
yabba, yabba,
55 feet away because I think
Yeah.
you'd be out of range.
Perfect, right there. Okay. Second action is he's going to yell at the golem from that far away. Hey, stupid head! I see the stars not just round my head, but on you.
I think your hit on him made him a little retarded.
Coming for you. So he's
job,
going to do. And when he has panache, anything he does that would normally give him panache, he gets a +1 to. I think, or
All
maybe
right.
that's out of combat.
And you're bond mowing him right now?
I'm bond mowing him.
All right, your action fails.
Okay.
It is a machine.
It's a construct.
I mean, Pearcy's a little dazed at the moment. He just-
I insult the gazebo.
Look at you standing in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
and with his third action, he
Do it again.
This time.
with his third action,
Upload Java into the machine, and we'll win.
he's going to pull out his balloon bag and read the instructions.
Okay.
And what do they say?
balloons.
They're in another language. You're just screwed.
The balloon an animatronic gene from Jurassic Park applied. Dinosaurs.
Millions and millions of particles.
It is just a picture of a gnome that is, it's like an airplane thing. A picture of a gnome pulling a strap. The next picture is something balloonish off of his back, and then a grinning gnome rising up.
Okay, and that's it. No detail, no specs.
No, there's no flight manual.
Well, he puts it
IKEA
on.
informational.
Okay.
So that's his 3 actions.
Okay. It is Master Yaru's turn, the bad side. What do you got going on?
Hey,
Don't forget that hero point, too.
Yeah.
And you are dead but not dead.
I'm dead, but
You're
not
invisible.
Invisible. Yaru is going to re-dash back to the back of the adamantine golem.
All right. You see Sildren's currently on the front,
Yes.
but you are going to the back.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just going to go to it to talk to Sildren.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
And I'm just going to say to
You're invisible.
Sildren,
Huddle, everybody.
with my second action, I'm going to say, remember to destroy the 5th one. Take 4 of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I'm also. I don't know if this requires a
This is
recall.
Yaru, by the way.
I don't know if this requires a recall knowledge. I want to look at them and try to decipher which one is more or less the obvious one not to destroy, or if it's the
That would be
center
the one in the
one,
middle.
or.
Make an occult roll.
That is a 30 in total.
No idea. It's talking to Sildren to not take an action. You still have 1 action left.
Okay. Seeing Pearcy put on the backpack kind of takes away what I was going to do. So I will instead move in front of Bali, just providing a little bit of invisible cover.
Actually, can I tell him to stay here? Because I want to try something.
Sure, yeah.
Say it.
What do you want me to do?
Stay here. I want to try and destroy your gem, your necklace.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will instead then try to pull one of these myself with my last action if I can.
You got to get onto it, so that'll take an action.
Okay, I'll do that for my action.
All right. It is the adamantine golem's turn. It is very confused why its 2 allies are.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it
that's what's
doesn't.
happening.
Just one. Just no Sildren is.
He got a better grip, is
Yes.
what happened.
And I'm pointing at, go, get him! Get him!
Oh, don't get him. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's giving you cover, Sildren. That's what's happening.
Interesting. Make a
See, I think Wally is
deception roll, please.
I'm going to use a hero point
That's
for
got
that.
to
I
be a
rolled a
+1 at
3.
least, but yes.
And instead, for deception, 13.
13.
Not my strength.
The creature then gets jittery, and blasts out superheated steam all around it. I need Sildren and Yaru to make reflex saves, please.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's really good.
42.
You can see that
for
roll.
silver.
Good. The 27 six-sided dice that just got rolled.
It was 15d6. Come on.
A 45 for Yaru. Any success is critical.
Yaru, you are totally fine. You get onto the one super cooled spot on the back of the creature and you're fine. So
42.
42?
Yeah.
Wow, that's success. Sildren, you take only 25 points of fire damage. Jeremy, can you roll a d6 and roll low for me, please? 4. Oh, it's very cold golem for a while.
Yeah.
The golem is not done. It then is going to just start punching itself where it believes Sildren to be. I'm going to give it a penalty because it can't quite get perfect vision of where you're at, Sildren.
Its biceps are too big.
I'm giving it a -2 as it punches twice at you. Oh, that was going to be so good for you, Sildren. Instead, it's a 48
Critical.
and then a 39.
Hit.
Sildren has been hit for smaller number of 29 points of damage, and the critical was 80, so 109 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Hang on, Sildren.
Just gooing Sildren.
I'm going to need some help. Okay.
Done. Bali, you're up north about 40 feet from the golem.
Well, now I got more people to take care of.
I mean, they're not really. He's not really on your team. Episode title's gonna be Yaru and Sildren become the baddies.
Are we the baddies?
I am.
It's going to be called an
unmoving.
inconvenient truth. Because yes, we are.
I am unmoving and release into Pearcy some big healing.
Thank you.
So this number is wrong. It's actually increased by 5. And the new number is. Well, that's big. Well, that's yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
102.
102.
That's good healing.
Wow.
102.
Thank you.
That's a spicy meatball.
Any other action? Otherwise, Sildren's going.
That is the extent of my actions because one is currently being used as a system.
Shield. All right, Sildren.
No.
Sildren will attempt to remove the gem necklace from Master Yaru
Okay.
with his sword.
It does not move in any way and come off in any way.
Okay. But there's nothing preventing me from doing it, anything like that. It's
It like you can't even get your sword on. It's like it's a part of him. Just like yours on your arm.
what part of him is it?
The chest, neck area.
What if we cut underneath that?
You can try.
All right. Sildren's gonna pluck out the second. He plucked out the one on the far left. Now he's
Okay.
gonna pluck out the one on the far right.
All right.
And then, do I need to make an athletics check?
Nope, you're good there. You now have 2.
And then Sildren is going to leap off of the adamantite bottom and travel 35 feet to the south and west.
Okay. So you now have 2 stars in your hand. You leap off and are running away to the southwest. Pearcy,
A little more west than south, Seth. Thank
Pearcy,
you.
you're up.
Yeah.
Pearcy whispers to Sildren.
You're far away.
No, he's not. Not with Messenger.
Oh.
What is it they want me to do?
Don't worry about that yet.
Waste 1 action, please.
Don't pull the rope.
Try and get those stars out of it. 2 more of them.
Okay. Here we go.
Send Pearcy into
And
that thing.
Pearcy uses the other 2 actions to run and attempt to swashbuckle up to the top of the golem.
Make an acrobatics roll.
Do I use that? Yeah, I might as well. 39.
39 is a success, and you leap upon the
Nice.
the golem, and if you attempt to gain a star, you will have a bonus.
Ow!
I'm done. That's all 3.
So squishy and warm. Yaru, you are invisible with Pearcy on next to you, and you're
Pearcy could be like in the same space because he does have overcrowd.
Yeah, the 2 of you are koalaing this golem.
That's adorable.
Okay. Yaru. Gosh. I will spend my first action to get the 3rd gem. If Sildren took the furthest on the left, I'll take the 2nd.
All right, you need to
furthest.
make a athletics roll, please.
36.
36 is yes, that's good.
Where does Shuka?
I will take that 1 that I have and I'll shove it into Pearcy's mouth.
What does Pearcy say when that happens? And mind you, you don't even see him.
Yeah. You just see a floating little orb.
A gem.
Second, or I guess 3rd action, I'll stay on and I'll try to remove my own necklace.
All right, it does not budge in any way and seems to be a part of you.
I remain on the golem.
Okay. Next up is the golem itself, and it will take this opportunity to not vent steam, unfortunately. It will smash away at the cat, Yaru.
It has to find me first.
Damn it. Yeah, it's going to do it. It's going to do it.
What's
All
the
right.
roll for that?
Mechanically, how do you find?
With our house rule, it's a 13 or higher flat roll to even succeed.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
brutal. And then it has to roll to hit.
Yeah.
I'm rolling my hits. I think it's going to be a critical, a hit, and a hit. But now I'm going to roll those 3 20s. Here we go. Nope, and yes. Oh, the critical and the second hit miss. So I have a 43 to hit you only.
Yep, that does.
All right, so it slams with a huge blow, but you're not there. Slams with another blow, you're not there. The third one does connect with you.
Is it causing itself damage?
It is, but it's slowly repairing that automatically.
Lovely.
40 points of damage to you. That turned out pretty well, Invisible Boy.
Yep.
Bali, you are to the north about 30 feet from the golem. You see your friends are grabbing things, jumping off of the thing,
Yes.
stuffing things in other things' mouths.
Don't know what's going on. I'm just watching him be used. From here, I need a range to Sildren and then range to Pearson.
65 to Sildren and 30 to Pearcy.
Exactly 30 to Pearson. Then if this number's right.
And Jeremy, can you track how many rounds I have left?
Yep.
Of my steam? What you gonna do there, sir?
Give me my first
Calculating the
tokens.
massive deal he's gonna give us.
No, you're too far out, unfortunately. I don't have enough actions. Pearcy. Oh, man. No, that's not going to work.
Gotta make a decision.
I know. The creature is within 30, though. We'll give it a shot. Command.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a mental effect. I don't
Alright.
know if it works against machines, but I'm giving it a shot.
2 action spell to cast, and no, it's a save it has to make, right?
Save it has to make.
All right,
If
it
is
passes.
defective.
It is resistant to
It
any
is
effect
resistant.
to its
Just
effect
wanted
its
to
mind.
Just checking.
Just check. In case there are only creatures piloting this thing, you know.
Sildren, you are 35 feet or so away from the creature to the west.
Sildren will open up one side of his cloak, and Shunka comes out. Yeah. Drink some water, boy.
You ever seen a cat that comes out of a dryer after it's been locked in there for like 3 days accidentally?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have not.
I have.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the mute? Was it? That wasn't mute. What was it?
I wasn't born with it.
Mark button.
Oh, God. How can you lose a cat for 3
No,
days?
moving on.
Chris has been traumatized.
Technical difficulties.
My God, I can't. Okay.
Shunka, out.
Yeah, Shunka leaps out, and Sildren will cast haste upon himself. He's going to pinch time, which is his self haste, and then travel north 35 feet, Shunka following.
Just moving north.
Yep.
Okay, done. Pearcy.
Pearcy is going to use his first action to try and get a star out.
Athletics +2, please.
So there's 3 out now, correct?
Correct.
Athletics +2, and is that with my bonus?
Yes.
I want to re-roll that. That was a 2.
That's a good call. Can't get worse than a 2.
Can't at all.
That's true.
So using 1 hero point, re-rolling, athletics +2. That's a 19.
Yes.
So that's 41.
All right, and which stone do you want to get?
42, sorry.
Which stone do you want to get? Stone 3 or stone 4?
4.
Okay, you pop out the star jewel number 4 and have it in your grubby little hands. Not in your grubby little hands. It is in your mouth. What else would you like to do?
From there, he wants to start just trying to stab at it with his short sword.
Okay.
So
Stab at what?
the golem.
It's just it was an object to be destroyed and all that kind of stuff. I was just
Ah,
wondering.
yes, not the star.
Ah.
Golem.
Yeah, good luck.
First one's a critical because I rolled a 19 and I have keen.
What is that number?
What's your greatest out?
So that'd be 47.
You get a critical on the creature. First official blow on it. Nice.
So we're gonna roll some things here.
Right in the center star.
Wow, that's a decent roll.
I love the surprise in your voice. What?
33.
33.
9 of that is fire,
Okay.
if that matters. I have one more. One more.
Hold on.
action.
The other bits are piercing or slashing.
Piercing.
Okay. 33, 9 fire.
Mhm.
You think you barely nicked this creature
Okay.
with all of that incredible blow.
Okay. Second action is to stab at again with a finisher.
I've got it.
Oh, yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
decide which. Let me see which one I want to use real
It's
quick.
gonna matter a lot.
All right. Yep, rolling again.
Which one? Which finisher?
Targeting finisher.
Okay.
That's a miss. It was 27,
Oh God, yeah. Total miss. And is that it for you? That's it for you.
and I lost my panache.
Yaru, also clinging to the beast.
There is still one more, or two more technically, of these stars.
No, there is 1 star gem in the middle, slot 3.
Has
He's
to
got-
be
see what he's
destroyed
at.
by
He just
my
got to, I'm sorry.
magic.
Yeah.
Children's just yelling randomly.
Yeah, right. I will.
My magic!
I will do.
I have to do it.
I'll do two things. I will
I'm gonna need some healing!
run over to Sildren. I will drop.
Gotta close your distance to me if you want to.
Yeah, I will drop the star into Sildren's hand.
Okay.
The star that I had, and then I will use my drop is a free action, right?
Yep.
I will use my second action to run over to Bali. Do you have a touch heal
Just
or
start.
anything, or-
Just start touching them. You never know.
Yeah, just go pet him.
It's
Um,
no, it's not active. if
No,
what
that's
you're
fine.
thinking.
No,
Someone will feel good.
No, I was just wondering. But I will
I gain
go up to
attention.
Bali, still invisible, and I will ask Bali, "Is there anything you can do to get rid of these collars?"
Yeah, I'm focused more on trying to keep you all alive. Look out!
And Yarl will just say, "The witch mentioned you could do this."
To do what?
She.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Look out!
It is the golem's turn.
I have one more action.
Oh, go ahead, because it's about to cream.
Wind jump. My the wind starts to flow around me. I've activated my flight ability, but I'm not flying.
Okay.
Look out!
You are able to activate that power. You sense your necklace is just trying to possibly make sure your power isn't too much, but it lets that power kick in. The golem is going. It's attacking Pearcy, who is still riding it. And it is going to. It cannot vent yet, I believe.
Oh, I can't.
It is going to do. Oh, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. You don't have any magic on you. It is going to do a triple smack. Natural 20.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Second blow is a 40.
That hits.
Third blow, 35.
That because of fatigue and
the
because
broken
of the
armor.
broken armor hits.
Oh god.
Pearcy, you've been hit 3 times, 2 regulars, and a critical.
Okay.
You have been hit for 41 points of bludgeoning damage, 36 points of bludgeoning damage,
That's bad.
and 90 points
Holy shoot.
of bludgeoning
Okay,
damage.
Pearcy's unconscious.
Actually,
Ow!
the entire stadium, the entire stadium goes silent as Pearcy rises back up to his feet, and the caterwaul has just been activated.
What does that
What's
mean?
that?
Any ally within 30 feet can be brought back, remaining at 1 hit point. Your ally's wounded condition increases by 1 as though they had been dying and recovered.
Oh, no, that's no big deal. I'm used to that.
It's just called the Oubliette.
So what's your wounded level at?
2.
2. So it's 2 now. So you take the wounded penalty, but you are still conscious. With how many hit points then? 1?
1 hit point.
1. It's enough.
You have healer's gloves, don't forget that.
I know.
So you have Bali, who's been trying to call you over to be within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Just on fire.
Bali, what are you doing? You're right next to Yaru.
Oh, hold on.
I am within 30 feet of Pearcy.
He takes some persistent fire damage.
The who does?
You've got
The
to be, yeah.
The golem?
Yeah.
No, it does not.
Sorry.
Gotta be closer. I'm gonna have to move and shorten the distance then. And that's what I'll do. The cat Yaru appears. And then I move a little bit closer, enough to bring me into range with Sildren, Pearcy.
A little bit closer.
Not that far along, just enough to be within range.
You're good. I was just
Cool.
checking.
Pearcy, not Pearcy, Bali casts. And as he does so, you said it was open air, right?
Yes.
It starts to become dark, night.
There is also rain and wind right now.
That
Yeah, there is.
subtly slows. It no longer becomes really an issue. Familiar scents, places we've been, start to wash in. Scents from home and campfires start to roll through the place. I have cast a moment of renewal. And that lets us recover for a full day in an instant.
Wow.
Don't think that's going to work as you
You
want.
don't think so?
Targets regain hit points to
Nope,
recover from
nope,
conditions.
you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I'm sorry, I thought this was a ritual that would take a long time to cast. I'm wrong. Yes, target of 6 creatures, range of touch,
With reach and then going
but
down
you
from there.
moved.
Oh, did I move? Oh, then that's gonna have to. Then I'll have to wait. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep the same.
That in your pocket.
Yeah, put that in the pocket.
That's cool.
Keep the
Can I-
memory alive there.
Can you cast that regenerate on me? I'm gonna need some, real soon. Real soon.
You're gonna want regenerate.
I'm going to, yes.
I'm a little curious about what the crowd's doing with the 2 champions.
Yeah.
With the golem.
You're
that
gonna
are
have to be
not-
right up on me for regenerate.
Okay.
They're all yours.
Oh my god.
what the crowd is doing.
You are the crowd.
Oh wow! All right, so the crowd starts up erupting as I'm imagining when the whole thing starts, and then this like whole third of the Colosseum seems to have this like confused silence when Sildren jumps up on top of the golem and starts plucking away at the different stars on there. When Yaru went down, everyone exploded all over the place again. There was a huge rage, and then the golem is confused on its fight, and then no one's fighting each other at all. Now everything just starts turning into chaos and anger.
Bullshit.
You're hearing some screaming and yelling. Someone throws a tomato. The other one throws a soda cup onto the stadium. As there's these boos and screams as no one's getting hit right up until Pearcy gets knocked nearly unconscious. Everyone goes back up again, and then Yaru makes them all quiet.
All right.
While all that's going on,
Nice.
Bali casts upon Yaru Sanctuary. This requires the golem to make any power saves.
To continue to make attacks on
continue
it.
to make attacks.
All right.
And actually, since you didn't have to move then, and you didn't do that, where I'm assuming you were able to maintain your spell on Yaru, that he's invisible still. Is that correct?
I did that with the move in mind to get you all closer.
Right.
So that would be my third action.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're
Second
still
and third.
invisible.
Still invisible? Oh.
Sildren.
Um,
Man, sanctuary, damn.
But keep in mind, if you want this healing that has to happen, you have to be a lot closer to me when my turn
yeah,
comes.
we're all gonna have to be. We all need to be very close very soon.
Something's brewing.
Shunka being very angry at having been contained for the last few days, and knowing Sildren has submitted, turns on Sildren and gnaws his fucking arm off.
Whoa.
Your dog turns upon you
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, get the crowd ready.
and chews off your arm.
Yep, and fucking leaps and just bites right through the arm, severing it completely above where the necklace is.
Sensing, something. It's been a weird position, the dog itself, and then sensing something really nasty about that arm area with the necklace. Holy moly! Tears it off. Sildren, take 40 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You are -2 to all spell attack rolls. Not spell saves you force people to make, but just spell attack rolls. And if you, for some reason, lose another arm, you cannot cast most of your spells. Just FYI.
Can't conjure things.
Do I feel free?
You lose your arm goes down. Shunka's going, I got chew
Hold on to that, boy! I'm gonna need that back.
It should squeak every now and then.
He finally tears the whole thing apart, and it's just the squeaker. He's just
Sildren suddenly a crowd favorites.
as that
Sildren or Shunka?
As that happens, there is another crack of lightning from the storm above and a crash of thunder.
Sildren also gets within range of Bali.
And
Just bleeding out here.
all right,
Yep.
let me describe this though. There's a crack of thunder. There is this huge. Oh yeah, you'll also have a bleeding condition. This huge lightning strike. You also see as the lightning strikes, there is some sort of residual lightning that the audience sees. But Sildren and the heroes recognize it as a strange yellow force field pulse above you all. And you feel nothing at all unusual, Sildren, in a good way. And Yaru and Bali and Pearcy, you feel your necklace is now just flopping on you, no longer a part of you. And
I want my arm back.
and over on the stands, up in the stands, is Narcadian, the leader, and he's leaning over and saying something, laughing to one of the honor Kryn, and then he stops and stands up and says in a loud voice, How can this be? And the audience in the whole arena have no idea whatsoever. Callian Varro is just quietly standing up and walking out of the arena, out the back door. And that is the chaos of where we're at right now. And we're going to take our break there. And we will be back in just a little bit. Thanks.
Solid.
See ya.
all right.
All right. In the arena, the force field above the arena itself flickers off and then restabilizes itself and fades back in. And Sildren, although in pain, you know it is back in place above you, that force field.
Oh, that's not good.
But it has definitely got the attention of one man in this arena,
Okay.
Arcadian. We have a new round coming up in our glorious battle here. Let's do a whole fresh initiative for all, is what we're going to do. Reset, fresh.
After y'all.
All right, and the golem goes first.
See how that worked out.
Nice. Rig those dice.
Can I re-roll my initiative?
The golem goes first and is going to smash upon the closest person, which is Pearcy. How much venting? Is it ready to vent? It's hot.
With the new initiative, I'm guessing that did not reset. So it's got about one more full round of
Okay.
building up.
All right, it's building up some heat. It is going to instead do... it is going to go ahead and just go ahead and slam Pearcy several times. Yeah. Really wants to crack some more armor, but that's what it's going to do. Pearcy, a 47 to hit.
Okay.
And you're unconscious? No, you have 1 hit point.
Have 1 hit point.
All right, so that was a
Not anymore.
that was 47 to hit, 49 to hit.
Both of those are critical,
And then a 42 to hit.
and that's a normal hit.
All right. So that is a critical.
Dying 2.
Well, the
No.
first one just takes him down, I assume.
What is your
Critical.
wounded level?
2.
2. So that takes you to dying 4.
Mhm.
And then the second critical kills Pearcy von
Oh my
Skeetenlever.
god.
Meow.
That is critical.
There is now a
Wow.
tremor that releases out from Bali at this point and causes a shimmer that moves along the ground as it pauses and kicks up the dirt and whatnot. And all of it seems to swarm and swirl around the now body of von Skeetenlever. And this is the spell called Breath of Life, which, when the character dies, comes back to life without crossing over death's doorway. And let me get the...
Let's get some details on this.
Maybe
got
important.
real
That's a
serious
caterwaul
real
and a
fast.
breath of life on Pearcy.
Range 60 feet. Reaction. A living creature in range would die. Prevent the target from dying and restore hit points. Your blessing revives the creature at the moment of death. You prevent the target from dying and restore hit points to the target equal to 4d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. That has happened.
What do you need?
Wounded 8.
8.
Here's 3.
What do you need?
I'll just roll. Oh, thank you. Health is restored to you in the manner of 19 hit points. You are removed from death's door.
That's plus your modifier.
That is everything.
If
Alright.
this golem had a face, it would be so
Oh,
mad
sorry.
at Pearcy right now. It's
I
trying to
mean,
kill him
I'll
3
take it. I'm
times.
not.
So you have been crushed. The life has gone out of you. I don't know how it affects.
Yeah,
all the
shouldn't
other
your
statuses
modifier
or
be like in the
conditions.
20s by itself?
No. It's a
Oh.
spellcasting
Spell.
ability modifier.
Oh, copy.
Oh, and the ability modifier?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be 4 more on top. That's 23.
All right.
May matter.
You don't like that?
No, I mean,
Uh-oh.
you say all right. But that was the second
That
blow.
was the second blow. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, that was the second below?
Second blow.
So the
killed
first
him.
one takes
him.
me to
Uh-oh.
dying 4, and the second one kills me. So he
Takes
has
you
one
over.
more blow.
And then he brings you back conscious, blinking on the ground. Just enough time, unfortunately.
For a
to-
normal hit.
for
Oh, I
a
thought I
normal
would-
hit.
Wouldn't I have cast on the last hit? No, I couldn't.
No,
have.
right
it
when you
react-
died.
reacts when it
Right when
dies.
he dies. All right.
See what happens.
Comma, but.
So it's a third action. The final blow hammers down. It's just going on poor Pearcy, who has taken so many beatings in this arena, and he has taken one too many times. And the last blow just hammers you down into the earth with a 42 to hit, which said that was a hit.
Normal hit.
That then takes you dying 5. Since you're.
But are
Did
you
you
rolling
roll for
damage?
damage?
Oh no, I haven't. I have not. That is true.
I mean, you
Let's
know,
not get ahead
we
of
might
ourselves.
be.
How many hit points?
23.
23.
23. It is mathematically possible.
Oh no.
So, just touching up on anything with the spell after everything is resolved, he keeps all his dying conditions and everything like that, or does it obliterate?
No, it doesn't obliterate any of that.
All right. Just following up here. Plus spellcasting.
He's
modifier,
checking his
blah,
legal
blah,
documents, and I don't blame him.
So
blah. We're going back over this. Your Honor, case in point.
Objection!
Subsection 2, paragraph 4. Target from dying and restore. Okay. We'll acquiesce and proceed with your judgment.
I think he did this when Brenros was getting hammered too.
Did
All right. You are hit. I'm rolling the damage now. It is 3d10 plus 17 is what I'm rolling.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
And it's small.
Here we go.
But wouldn't that? I mean, that
That
won't
is the roll.
immediately kill him, will it?
32 points of damage.
Yeah, because I'm at dying 4.
He's at dying 4.
So when you go unconscious at that point,
I mean,
then
I'm
you
at
just
wounded
immediately-
4.
He's at wounded 4, so now that he goes dying, he adds 1 more, so he's at dying 5. And he is dead with our house rule that dying 5 is the limit.
Yeah.
Unless Christopher has any other tricks in any way to
The
pull him
mechanics
out.
alone, yes, but no, because I've already used reaction to make this happen.
Your magic shield doesn't help in any way? That's yours only.
That is mine only. The person who got the sanctuary was next to me, and that was Yaru.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit, man.
All right.
So yes was yes, you have something, or yes? is-
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Whoa.
Still an unclear yes.
Like, I'm ready to drama this out a little bit, but what's happening?
It's like we're in the ER and the doctors are like, do we call it?
Okay.
The big blow is just smashing down on him.
That's right. The big blow smashes down on him. While he has cast the spell, there's this dust that swirled about you, and you come back to life, and you feel kind of the energy of the creature smashing down upon you again. Man. It's a tough one.
I don't know what's happening.
You can see. No, I need a second. Hold on.
Take a second. Take a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's happening. He needs a moment. This is very huge.
Going to be.
What is the crowd doing while this monster is pummeling the mouse
Wow.
to oblivion?
This is an awe moment, right? This is what we're here for. The champion taking down one of the bad guys that stands back up. Flat rat could fleet it again and back up top. So a third blow, boom, pushes him completely down. So slow motion rain, slow motion crowd, lots of screaming while Bali does this.
All right. The dust builds up around, and inside the dust, you can see a silhouette appear. And there is a glimmering symbol of sorts that shows, and it is it's a big shield. And that shield is given the symbol of Sir Brenros.
What the fuck is that? What is happening?
Yeah. We will stop there for tonight.
The shield of Sir Brenros appears and takes the blow full on. Boom! There's a large echoing and cracking sound as the shield takes the hit. You see the symbol, you see the shape of Sir Brenros now fully in this dust and everything that's been kicked up. Pearcy lies blinking on the ground, completely untouched by the attack itself. And I think at this point the shape, the silhouette, turns, faces everyone, and then fades away.
And the last action of Sir Brenros Aldermain in the campaign of Season 3 has been completed as he protects one of the defenders of Varen for the very last time. This is a power that has been given to Christopher many real-world months ago for Brenros to give, and Christopher has finally brought that into fruition here. Brenros fades away, never to be seen again. Pearcy, you are alive, on the ground, blinking, stunned, with your remaining hit points of 23.
23.
What's your response?
And I imagine this shield that was out in the glacier type area. Has now faded away.
Oh. Wow. Yeah, you described it well. Pearcy's just like on the ground, looking up, just blinking, just like wide-eyed with like wink wink. Just wondering like how he is still alive.
Then there's like a small fart noise and a balloon comes up a little bit. Christopher gained a hero point, by the way.
Oh, take one of mine, dude. Holy cow.
Bali, it's your turn. You get to go.
Let's see, here, 30 feet down here. Bali casts his moment of renewal. This causes the arena to go dark, and it floods in. This is him using his reach and the spell. The arena goes dark and begins to flood in with a lot of the scents from home, familiar flowers and whatnot. The area becomes very quiet. The crowd disappears into darkness, and it's just us. And we live out the entirety of, I think, 1 full day to recover. We do not have any spells that can recover or focus, but conditions fall away as they would normally over the course of a day, and full healing.
Not full health healing.
Well, only healing at this point can happen.
Yeah, we haven't really done that because you guys do all this intermediate healing. I'm going to look that up real fast. The big benefit you guys get is you lose 1 level of wounded, which is huge.
Big for me.
Yeah.
And I lose my fatigue as well, right?
Yep.
Nice.
That is fantastic. I'm going to heal.
Yeah, but you have wounded 2 or 3?
And I'm just going to look this up a little. I want to make a quick ruling. I just don't want to get you guys killed because I know things are at the highest level here.
Or I could just outright freaking heal.
There it is, 481, page 4881. We've never done just regular.
Your Christopher, your spell of making everything go dark was really cool about a half an hour ago, and now it's stupid.
You bet. I can move on.
You gain hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, the plus number, minimum 1, times your level.
Okay.
So Sildren's is 3.
So 3 times 15,
15.
is 45.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever your Constitution modifier is times 15 is the hit points you get back.
Wow.
You might have to tell Christopher what those numbers are. He doesn't know what your Constitution modifier is.
I'm fully healed.
I have plus 60, so I'm at 83.
Wow, you just went from dead
To plus 60.
Like
with
real dead.
1 less
83,
wounded, 1
yeah.
less fatigued.
Yeah.
That's a nice cow. So they're going to have you 59 with 15 and temporary.
I'm actually at 74 hit points.
74 with 15?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what my total
I'll
remaining
just
hit
keep
points are,
track of that.
74.
74.
And by the way, Pearcy, the golem is rising up from killing you in its mind and is now rising up and looking for new targets and is not paying you any attention on its next turn.
Yours fully.
And Sildren,
Okay.
you're up.
Sildren is going to, and how far away is the golem right now?
35 feet, I think. Okay. No, 30 feet.
30, 25, really.
3-0. It's got to be honest square.
So Sildren will, because he has 4 actions. Good. So he's going to use 2 to get to the golem, get up on the golem, use 1 action to put his hand against the stone, and then cast Crashing Wave.
What's Crashing Wave?
And it's being cast at 5th level. It is a 2nd level spell, I believe.
You can crawl on top of it with 1 arm.
I do have some climbing
Says the stupid
abilities.
peanut gallery.
Can he do that?
Stan and Waldorf sitting up there.
All right. So Crashing Wave.
Was that Simpsons guy? Now, why was it in season 2 that
Actually, it's normally a 3rd level spell,
You're
but being
bending
cast at 5th. Where are you? Big spell book. Okay, you summon a crashing wave that sweeps away from you. You deal 66 bludgeoning damage to creatures in the area. The water also extinguishes non-magical fires in the air, and each level above the cast at 3 is adding 2d6. So at 5th level, it's going to be a 10d6
Okay.
points of damage, and like coming from his hand, so really just into the golem.
Right. You race up, you run over. You said you had an extra action?
Yeah, because I'm hasted.
When did you cast that?
I pinch time
Oh,
towards
okay.
the beginning of the fight.
Yep. You race over to him. You fumbly climb up onto him. Put your hand up onto that. You said his
Middle.
Yep, the middle
star.
Yep, the one that's left.
And you let loose this huge blast, which Marty McFlies you backwards off of the creature. And you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fly off the back and hit the arena sand. And the gem itself is shattered. There is a huge wave of slightly grayish magic that then explodes out from this anti-magical creature and goes boom. And every single creature within the arena takes 0 points of force damage.
You up, Pearcy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just making Christopher do math like crazy.
Creature.
We'll get you an Excel laptop or something later. Boom! There's a huge explosion. The creature itself, the adamantine creature, is physically not affected in any way, but it just stops and shuts down entirely. There is a huge boom reverberation, and you see the magic field above you completely obliterate into millions of little magical shards that then fade away ethereally, and there is no wards or protection in any way on you or in this arena of any kind.
Get to me now.
Do you have
And
an
he
arm?
calls out to the group.
Do you have your arm back, by the way?
Shuka has it.
Okay.
Yeah, but every time you get close, Shuka runs away a little bit.
No, Dad, give it back. Drop.
Wasting no time, I will run as fast as I can with Bali to help him his movement speed to get to Sildren.
All right.
Yeah. Pearcy runs.
All of you are over there next to Sildren.
Okay, so Sildren will cast Windwalk. So when you cast a spell, each target transforms into a vaguely cloud-like form and is picked up by a wind moving in the direction of your choice. You can change the wind's direction by using a single action, which has concentrate trait. The wind carries the targets at a speed of 20 miles per hour, but if any of the targets make an attack, cast spell, come under attack, otherwise encounter mode, the spell ends for all targets just after they roll initiative. And they'll gently drift down to the ground.
So the concept here is this is their take, Pathfinder's take on the D&D version of gaseous form, but at a higher level. So they become vaguely cloud-like in form and start just moving around and can float around. And what did it say? What was the speed? 20 miles per hour?
So it's going up and out.
Up and out and flow. And you guys all feel your bodies change. You follow Sildren's whispery words because they don't know quite what's going on. What do you say, Sildren?
Just stay close, and I have control.
Okay.
And we're going up because I can also change the direction and
Yaru's following a cloud that looks a lot like what he thinks is Sildren.
Uh-huh.
It's just
a little, Sildren-shaped cloud.
Is that an elbow? Is that a shoulder? Is that a foot?
yeah, everybody,
Definitely ain't an arm.
everyone in the stadium is doing cloud.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there are about 1 out of every 5 people in the stadium starts trying to run or even attack nearby people as they have been necklaced for quite some time in their time here in the Oubliette, and they are now free, which is creating chaos and bedlam amongst the arena itself as your group starts to leave. There are many people moving around. There are a whole bunch of the orc gladiator types that were down underneath the arena. They're rushing on to see what's going on, to check on the golem, and to look where you guys have disappeared. And it is just absolute chaos. Sildren, what are you doing right now? As you guys lift up, you are now out of the arena. Rain is pouring down. There's more thunder striking.
We are working to get above the storm, and Sildren is seeking the clock tower.
Okay.
And telling everybody to keep an eye out for a clock tower.
You go up and up and up and up. Everyone can make a perception roll. Not Xander.
I'd like to use a hero point. Just real quick on
37.
Ooh, that's perception.
Yes.
38.
38 for me as well.
All right. You guys did great. Pearcy?
Sorry. 17.
Brad, we waited for that. All right. So,
38 as well. For your perception.
wow, 38, 38, 38, 37. You guys can see there is, as you rise up, that the arena is at the bottom of this huge open chasm with, it's almost like a desert up above that has this huge drop with this mile-wide straight pit with flat baked earth with just now getting wet where the arena is. You now go up. You can see there are different buildings and structures, and on one far side there are a collection of buildings that look like old churches, and one of them looks to have a clock upon it far away. You can barely see in the darkness with a lightning strike. You guys are continuing though to head up.
That's the clock tower!
We have
40
to
years
get
ago,
above the storm.
1.21 gigawatts.
So we are continuing to head up, try and get above the storm,
All right.
as it were.
You guys fly up and up. It is hard. The wind is bouncing you around, but still you're able to control the wind with this spell a bit around you guys. And you fly up and even getting blasted, having to go back maybe a little bit and pick up Bali, keep him in your wind magic.
Even as wind,
Yeah.
he's slower than the rest.
25 movement.
I'm even looking for things to speed me along here. Freedom of movement, everything.
You get up above the clouds, and you are up and away and over the clouds, and it is clear and it is smooth. It is the Nebuchadnezzar coming out of in the third Matrix movie, and it's clear, and it's just 3 moons and stars, and it is quiet. You can see lightning, the white light shining, coming through the clouds underneath you as the storm is raging. You cannot see the clock tower or the area or the desert or the Badlands or the arena or anything, just clouds, billowing clouds, anvil-shaped thunderstorm that you're above.
And we start heading towards where the clock tower is.
All right, you guesstimate where it is. You fly horizontally across those clouds. You think you're in the vicinity of where it's at.
And is the storm getting stronger, weaker, or staying the same?
Anyone trained in arcane or occult?
Not nature.
Am I able to engage in any kind of...
I need to know if you're trained in arcane or occult right now.
I am trained in arcane.
Okay, you can make a roll for me.
Occult roll.
Whatever one you want.
I'm gonna
Pearcy,
use
that also
another
applies to
hero
you.
point.
Yeah, I'm going to use 1 hero point. I rolled a 7, so I'm going to
One
re-roll that.
remaining.
34.
I'm not trained in any of those.
Okay.
Occultism.
And
That
Bali,
was a
nothing?
2. It is not.
Pretty bad?
No, it's a total of 30.
Okay. Yaru, you detect something unusual magic-wise around your gaseous form. You can't discern what it is. Sildren, you are able to discern that someone is trying to discern where you're at magically from down below. They are attempting some sort of scrying. You cannot tell if they are successful or
Children,
not.
I can feel something.
Yes, we're being located.
We have to get out of here.
We do. We need to make it to the clock tower, so we're going to head towards the clock tower now.
You head down underneath the clouds. You are heading towards the clock tower. As you do, you see there are 3 or 4, much lower than you in altitude, 3 or 4 people that are flying around
Okay.
in strange little mechanical wingsuit type things. That they're jetting around, getting blasted by the wind, and they appear to be searching around, but they are not looking up where you guys are at.
Okay.
You also see there is a large metal box maybe like 4 carriages, 4 wagons, 2 by 2, that is racing, flying through the air just underneath you and heading towards the clouds. It has, it's blasting out fire. It's got little windows that lightning is shooting out. You hear someone cursing or laughing and comes flying right by, but misses you and keeps going and pierces through the clouds.
We get hit. I have several fly spells available.
Don't worry about me.
Yes, you're last on my list.
And you keep heading down, and you see there is the clock tower that you are heading down towards. Lightning strikes. The wind is blasting like crazy. You're having trouble keeping everyone together. Sildren, make a nature roll, please. I need you to make a 38 or higher, or you're going to lose the effects of the spell on 1 or more people.
So can I borrow a hero point? I have 1 left.
Yes, you can.
So I'm down to
Natural
0
one.
hit points. I'm sorry, 0. I have no more hero
Did you give
points.
him one?
I gave him one.
Okay.
And a natural 1 again.
Oh.
Just as you say, you're the last one I worry about. As you say that, the lightning strikes somehow and dispels the entire spell around all of you, and all of you become normal form and immediately start to drop. Bali, you're beating everyone in speed right now. Hold on. What does
Yeah.
Bali say as he's falling through this thunderstorm at night?
Very loudly, he's saying a curse word in full, pure Dwarven. Prettiest Dwarven you ever hear.
If Sildren has any control, he will try to. Actually, I don't know if the range on that, but I have multiple fly spells prepared at this point.
Sildren, how many hit points do you have?
What?
71 presently.
71?
Yeah.
That'd be 210. That'd be, what's 2 times 10? 20 plus 2 is 22. Let's round it down to 11. Let's do about maybe 5 of those. So you've lost 55 hit points due to bleeding of your arm.
Okay.
Right, your arm's bleeding.
Even in the air gaseous form,
Yes.
I still bleeding.
You're leading little
That's
puffs of smoke.
All right. We're probably gonna need to put a stop to that. But in the meantime,
As he's falling. I should probably put a stop to it.
I saw this.
Boy, is my arm tired!
Yep. Okay, where's
Yaru's
my
going to go ahead and cast Wind Jump. Oh, wait, it's
minutes?
already cast. Never mind. I'm
Touch.
good. I'm fine.
All right, so I need to touch people. So I
You don't
am.
need to worry about.
Oh well.
Unless you want me to keep
need
flying.
yeah, I do.
All right.
Bali's first on my list, though.
You need to touch him?
Yes.
All right. He is beneath you falling.
You
right
need
now.
to. You need
yeah,
to
and I'm-
dive.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I should be more aerodynamic with only one arm.
No, you're spinning like one of those leaves that fall out of a tree.
Like a plane that's lost a wing. Sildren,
What's with the jet wash? Punch out! Punch out!
You know, I
Talk
can
to me,
cast a
Goose.
spell.
I want Sildren to try something first. Sildren, make a acrobatics roll.
Nature.
Or you can use the aerobatics feat if you have it, which no one does. Acrobatics roll, please.
Acrobatics.
Yes.
35.
Okay, you are gaining speed on Bali, but you haven't touched him yet. Bali.
Bali would like to cast Air Walk.
Actually, okay.
Sildren goes. Okay.
No shoot! No shoot!
All right, you cast Airwalk.
This lasts 5 minutes, and I can proceed into a walking.
You just start
And-
walking.
Yeah, and
At
actually,
25.
as soon as I see that, I'm actually going to change tact and start casting. And as I'm dropping, a figure forms underneath me. And it ends up being a rather large phantasmal steed that also has the ability to fly. Because it is Phantom Steed cast at 6th level, which then gives it a fly speed of 80. And I'm fairly certain I can carry one other person with me.
Sure.
So I'm going to go nab Pearcy with them.
All right, so this crazy phantasmal speed, I'm thinking like that movie intro Pegasus thing with the wings and all that starts to appear under
Yeah.
TriStar?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, exactly right.
And
then
Pearcy's
just
just
a
floating
one-armed
down like
druid
Mary
riding
Poppins
on it.
through the air.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go scoop up Pearcy as he comes flying down?
Yes.
All right. He seems rather calm falling, but you grab him in any event.
Yep.
And Yaru, you're...
I could cast wind jump on myself before we even took off.
And how long does that last?
1 minute.
You have just enough time left in that, so yeah, you're good.
To the clock tower.
All right.
Do air banister and just go much faster instead of airwalk.
No. And you guys are all heading
Ever
down.
slinky.
One phantasmal steed with wings with 2 people, the other 2 heroes walking quickly behind.
What's our formation here? Are we in flying V? Or are we in?
I think we're just trying to fucking
I am
get
looking
there.
though. I am looking for anyone who was looking for us. If we're going lower towards the ground.
Okay, you're keeping your eyes out. You
Yep.
don't see anyone nearby, but they are flying around, but they haven't seen you. More lightning and wind strike. You can see there is a clock tower. It has a balcony. From the balcony, it is damaged. There is a figure holding on to the bottom part of this metal balcony, precariously about to fall. And not only fall from the 40-foot clock tower, but the clock tower is perched. So anyone down inside, because this is at the top of the Badlands area. So it could, anyone who was crazy enough to want to look at a time, which they can't even see from way down there. But anyways, it's right at the cliff edge. So it's a huge, like 140-foot drop. There's a figure holding on. You can see there, and that's what you see right now as you guys are closing
Is that figure
in.
chubby?
No.
Yaru would like to go and catch the person.
Yaru,
Or
you...
like grab him and help him up.
All right, you race over there. It is a young man of about maybe 10 years old, boy, and you grab him from under, and he's like, oh, what? And is totally confused as to what's going on.
Don't worry, I have you.
Well, you've got me. Who's got you?
Oubliette is next earliest convenience would like to cast again if possible.
All right, Bali, you can cast again as Zero. You bring this person back up on the balcony. Yaru, you see there is a man, a little on the chubby side, who is also standing on this balcony door going, oh, how? Oh, you saved! And grabs the boy.
Yaru will land right on the edge of the balcony.
What happened? You must be more careful, young one.
Lightning strikes again, and the chubby guy says, get out, get inside, boy! And pushes the boy inside and looks back and pulls on your tunic, Yaru.
We must all get inside. There are people looking for us, me and my friends.
There's all, and in comes a dwarf casting a spell.
Yes. Sildren, you're now under the effects of not resurrection.
Not yet.
Regeneration.
Feel so alive!
15 hit points per round, and you cannot die for the duration of 10 minutes. You can attach a severed appendage.
Hold it
Restore
there.
any damaged organs.
Very
Walk it off, buddy, walk it
It's
off.
a little thinner than it was
Lots of
before.
teeth marks where you didn't want them before.
There's definitely going to be some scarring left over.
Slobber.
His right arm's a little shorter now.
Yeah.
It's missing a
She'll
chunk
gets
where
well,
that necklace thing
gets
was.
the well-fed condition.
If you
Put a few tomatoes in my pouch for you.
All right, regeneration has been cast upon you, Sildren. You don't have to worry about that bleeding effect, and you can... well, again, think of it from this guy's perspective on the top of the clock tower. He's like, who else? Here comes a dwarf, and then right next to him is this one-armed guy attaching this
just
thing.
like
Weird fleshy things are
It's
reattaching
like a
to it.
thestral behind him or something. What is this thing?
Yeah, and all of you come inside, and Bali, you close the door behind you guys. You're at the top of the clock tower with some gears and stuff at the tower. Stairs, cheap metal stairs going down. The wind is loud outside, but it's much quieter and dry. And the man says,
You are Nasir, I presume?
"Who are you?" And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I still don't know what's happened this session. It's
definitely got a little off the
crazy.
rails.
So crazy. Thanks so much for checking this out. Don't forget to check out the website, ingloriousbards.com. Join the Discord, say hi, talk about the episodes. We'd love to hear from you. And we will see you next time.
Good night. Good night.
Goodbye.